April Fools! Welcome back to another episode of Talking Crafting Dead, the show where we go over what's been happening in Minecraft Crafting Dead. Now, if you guys are interested in hearing about this, keep watching the video, but if you haven't caught up, you haven't watched the first episode of Season 9, don't watch this video. There will be spoilers. You've been warned. What's going on, guys? My name is Barbarian and I'm your host. Let's jump right into this video with an episode recap. Let's find out what happened in Season 9, Episode 1. The episode picks up where we left off in Season 8 with Ghetto shooting Nick in the arm. Before he can finish the job, Shark comes and saves the day, explaining to Ghetto that things aren't like they seem. We also catch a glimpse of Corey in his new role as General of Red's army. After spending 3 days in a coma, Nick wakes up confused and anxious to find Ghetto to explain himself. Professor X and Shark convince Nick to rest, but after he wakes up, he goes and finds Major Gray in front of the CDC where he's repairing the wall using sandbags. Major Gray fills Nick in about Corey's betrayal, and Nick heads off to go find Ghetto to explain himself. Nick finds Ghetto, who apologizes immediately for shooting him, explaining that Red had filled his head with lies, causing him to believe Nick was evil. Nick forgives Ghetto, realizing that if he can't trust the people around him, there's no sense in continuing on. Finally, Nick talks to Unicomics, who's very torn up about Corey's betrayal. After discussing this for a while, Major Gray walks in and lets the two of them know that they don't have enough resources or manpower to keep the CDC safe. Major Gray jokingly asks if they have any other friends in the woods. When Uni brings up Bobby, Nick agrees that Bobby is trustworthy and they should ask him to help protect the CDC. Major Gray says they'll leave first thing in the morning to scout out the area that they last saw Bobby. Now, a lot of people in the comment section asked why I forgave Ghetto so quickly, and to me, it really was more the situation that I had to take into account. Obviously, Red, we know, is a bad guy, but in Ghetto's position, it was really hard to tell. It seemed like Red, for a second, actually cared about Ghetto. Obviously, we know that was just to get his blood for Formula X, but in the moment, I find it hard to believe that anyone else would have chosen differently had Red filled their head with such lies. As far as predictions go, obviously the group needs to find more people. Now, we're gonna go try and find Bobby, but who knows if Bobby is available, if he's even in those same woods, or if he even wants to come to the CDC. Obviously, he's got his own thing going, so they still don't know if they're gonna get help from there. Let me know who you think the group should ask for help down in the comments. It can be any character, past or present. It could be a character that hasn't even been introduced yet. I'll be replying to some of my favorite comments down below. Now, obviously, if you guys have been paying attention, you've seen the title and also the thumbnail make it look like the Crafting Dead is being canceled. Guys, if you watch the beginning of the video, you'll know that's just an April Fool's joke. I wanted to play a quick joke on you guys, but I still wanted to get your regular Talking Crafting Dead out. And that April Fool's joke got me thinking, because I do get a lot of comments every day asking, Barbarian, when will you cancel the Crafting Dead? Are you ever going to stop making these episodes? And I've said a little bit before that obviously, as long as you guys still enjoy the videos, I will still make them. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about my plans for the series. I've got some really great ideas for where I want to take the series during Season 9 and Season 10. Beyond that, I'm still working out the details, but I will say this, Season 10 will be a spectacular season. Obviously, we've made it 10 seasons. We'll be closing in on our 100th episode of Crafting Dead. I definitely want to make sure that the last season in that little cycle is something for you guys to remember. But don't worry, we won't be stopping Crafting Dead anytime soon. Next week on Talking Crafting Dead, we're going to be interviewing Shark, the character from Crafting Dead. If you guys have any questions about the series, about filming the series, about how it all works, or even just questions for Shark Boy in general, make sure you leave them down in the comments section. You can also tweet them at me using hashtag TalkingCD. And until next time, guys, as always, my name's Barbarian. Peace out.